We are recording. Hi, this is Lori.
This is Peter.
Down, way down here. And we're with Action Heroes LA Movie Review Channel with our latest review, this time of
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Oh,
Never three times.
oh no. Okay, thankfully he's still on the screen.
Okay.
So Beetlejuice, the sequel to Beetlejuice that came out in the late '80s. I didn't see this one coming. I didn't realize they were making a sequel to it.
I found out, and the only question I had was why.
Well, why not? I mean, they were able to get back a lot of the majority of the old cast,
Yes.
minus, of course, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis. They kind of, mentioned they've moved on into the light, basically, after their
Yes.
their characters passed on. But you have Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder back. You have Tim Burton directing. You have new stars like Jenna Ortega, who's blown up quite a bit in the last couple years, and an interesting way to write off another person who was a star of this, a character actor. What was his name? Jeffrey Jones, I think was.
I don't know who was the shrunken head guy.
Bob.
Bob.
Bob was always Bob.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, Beetlejuice. What did you think? You said why, so we can kind of figure out where you're going with this. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of thought it was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Beetlejuice. I didn't love Beetlejuice.
Okay.
But I thought the original film was, it was
The
okay.
original film was a nice, different, kind of clever, little fun comedy spin with a lot of Tim Burton's interesting imagination.
Yes.
All over it back when it was fresh and new. And this is interesting because we just we saw Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley
Yes.
earlier this year.
Yes.
Another one that's many, many years after the original movies, and that one with additional sequels. But they were able to kind of do a little fresh spin on it.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a great movie, but for a sequel that's like fourth in line,
Yes.
they did a pretty decent job of kind of giving this, putting the characters in a perspective from now, and in terms of what society is now, and
Yes.
how, and kind of having fun with how he fits in, how he doesn't. Playing it the more dramatic angles, but not too much where they lost the comedy. So anyway,
Yeah.
this movie, I think, doesn't quite capture the same. Wasn't able to do that for me.
No, it wasn't able to do it. I kind of liked it now. but-
Okay. I liked Beetlejuice, the first movie. I consider it a classic, but it wasn't something like I returned to a lot. And over the years, it's like, oh, I can't wait to watch Beetlejuice every Halloween.
Yeah.
That wasn't it for me, even though it was clever, it was fun,
Mhm.
it was weird, and in all the good sorts of ways. And coming back to it, this time, kind of my biggest issue with it is like they seem to have a lot of different ideas, and they put them up there, but they didn't really have enough follow through for as many ideas that they had.
No, they didn't. Although I did like Bob.
Bob is always going to be great. Bob was in the original. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of the characters you want to call back.
Yeah.
It's Tim Burton's quirky imagination, 30-something nearly 40 years later. It's
Yeah, and it's a good thing. Bob didn't have such a
you
big
are
part.
just so stuck on Bob.
Yeah, it's good.
There were a lot of Bobs.
Well, that's just the thing. He had a good part last time, but he didn't have a great part, so his head didn't blow up.
Okay. I don't know. See, then this is the problem. Like, let me move this microphone out the way because we have to use a different camera, if you can tell by the quality. But I kind of remember some of the storyline from the previous movie, and okay, oh yeah, that's right. Her Ryder's family was weird. I like where they took her character, what they made her into now, and that she has a daughter, and the daughter doesn't believe any of this stuff. See, that was a fun storyline, and but yeah, they had all these other things like Beetlejuice's wife, and who's after him, who's a crazy woman after him, and they just like threw in the kitchen sink as all these little plots and stuff that really they do come back around to something, but they're very meaningless. There's nothing. They just introduced them just to have something going on in this movie, rather than kind of like coming up, axing a few of those, and just kind of really focusing on some ideas and really developing them.
See, I would have thought Beetlejuice would have got married to the lady with the real nice legs.
That was just the legs?
Yes.
So I thought that like there were some good ideas. There were some like just all right, that's kind of dopey and doesn't follow through. They just stuck it in there just to have try to do comedic elements about it, and so it just didn't work for me. One thing I appreciated, I talked about this is a Halloween movie. It's not so much a horror movie.
No, it's
not
a
Halloween
horror movie.
And that and it has some gory bits, but they're comically gory. And
yeah. But you know what was really bad? They missed the Tallyman song.
Oh. No, they did do it, didn't they? They didn't before they did what is that song? I can't think of I can hear the lyrics, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
And stuff. The one they perform at the end of the original movie.
Okay.
It's not the Tallyman. So
Tallyman.
It's not Daylight Come. Deo. It's not Deo. Well, they did do that in the first movie. See, this is like I haven't seen the first movie in so long. I'm like
at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
really that's
cool.
right. Okay. So the other thing I think of kind of was an issue, like when somebody like a Tim Burton, who has a very unique style and very imaginative and very much his own thing, it's like he's coming back to this world, but his style hasn't evolved. So it feels a little stale for him to come back to this. You know what I'm saying? Do you?
Yes, but I don't know with the type of director and the type of mind that Tim Burton has.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a sequel guy.
Yeah, that's the truth. I don't know if he should be creating new worlds with his kind of imagination rather than going back to old ones. And like I say, going back to old ones, this feels kind of ho-hum, and we're repeating a lot of the same things. Yes. Like, okay, people remember this, love this from the first movie, without kind of like, well, what's new? What's new in this world?
Right. And I think Tim Burton is mostly what's new. What's next?
What's next? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want him to repeat something. Which is what this feels like. For a guy as inventive as he is. Okay. Last movie he did was the live action Dumbo. So I haven't seen anything for him in a while. Big Eyes was a big production. Wow, that was 2014? I thought that was more recent. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked on some Tim Burton stuff. Okay, that one got some critical acclaim several years ago. I didn't realize it's been 10 years since that movie came out already. Anyway, so Beetlejuice. And spoiler alert, I really like the story, the mother-daughter story, and the daughter not believing her, and then the daughter gets lured away by a young man, her age, and he's attractive, and what is that?
Speakers.
Somebody's bumping the car, and it hit somebody's alarm. Somebody's alarm.
Yes.
So anyway, with the Dodgers winning, they've been popping off a lot of fireworks lately too. So every freaking time they win a World Series game, which there's only been 2 times. So anyway, it was. I kind of like that storyline the best, and I wish they would have. That was the most developed storyline, and then they just kept
Yes.
throwing these other things in there to kind of like everything fit everything to into work. I wanted to bring up. There's the actor who was in the original movie. I think his name
Batman?
is. No, no, he's a character actor, and he was in a ton of stuff. I think his name is Jeffrey Jones. And
Okay. I didn't
yeah,
I, 'cause I didn't
Jeffrey
remember
Jones.
any
And
characters.
you know, several
Any
years
characters.
ago, he got into trouble with the law, and he pretty much ruined his Hollywood career, and he's registered as a sex offender. Let's say where that went. And so they have his character back, but they do a very kind of a creative way to bring him back. You know which one he was?
P. Diddy.
Jesus. Okay. No, he was not Peter. No, but his character, the spoiler alert, he was on a vacation somewhere and his head got bitten off by a shark. So you have this decapitated body
So
with like a shark bite out of it going around this movie trying to get into the afterlife and stuff. Trying to register for the afterlife.
Yeah,
like
I thought
everybody
that
else.
was a terrible shark
bite. Well, that was a clever way, I thought, to kind of explain this guy's absence from the film. He's the character that they did bring back.
Yeah.
That they couldn't bring back. The other two actors were probably not interested in their storyline had been told anyway. But it would have been nice to see a cameo from those two. Although Alec Baldwin looks way different now than he did in this movie in the first Beetlejuice. But anyway, that's beside the point. So, but yeah, it like I said, it's like why.
Yeah.
It was,
why?
you know, this has been getting some buzz. Maybe from people who loved the first movie, where we only liked it. It's not something like I said, I've revisited.
It couldn't have been a lot of people from the first one because we're almost all dead.
No, we are not. We're not that old. It hasn't been that long. So, but anyway, any final thoughts on Beetlejuice? It is available for home streaming now. Anything? We talked about the house with having the cloth draped over it. Was kind of that was kind of creepy.
I thought that was interesting.
That was interesting. That was kind of an interesting concept design. You know, I mean, there's imaginative stuff from Tim Burton's an imaginative guy, but I'd like to see his more newer creations, or, you know, revisiting this world and giving us something new.
I would have loved to see the young couple.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
back.
about. Yeah, like a cameo from them or
Yes.
something at least. But you know, I can see those actors like saying no.
Yeah.
They probably like, nah, we don't want to do it. So anyway, Beetlejuice is available for home streaming right now.
Don't say it 3 times.
Yeah, don't say it 3 times. I wish I had more fun. I'm glad I watched this at home and did not. In fact, I would wait till it gets on either video on demand for like $5 or wait till it gets a streaming service you're already prepaying for to watch this. I'm glad I didn't go to the theaters to see this. I would have been disappointed.
Yes.
To spend money on this.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's like a lot of movies now. It's like, this would have been fine for Netflix. And maybe that's why we enjoyed Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley more, because it went straight to Netflix. But
yes, but we also had popcorn. Pretty good popcorn.
We had pretty good popcorn for what, that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
that
we always buy popcorn.
Always helps.
Okay, popcorn always helps with a bad movie. And this isn't a bad movie. It's just a meh. It's kind of
it's kind of
yeah, and and so, but maybe people who like the first one better will enjoy this more.
Yeah.
So
no, I doubt it.
You doubt it? No, some of them were. I don't know. All right, we out.
We out.